committing themselves to civil rights. The new government.
The battle has ended.
Good morning.
1969.
This Mary Charter is not only a guide to those who lead our nation in government.
Notice, Lieutenant General Frederick Ekofo.
Public in an attempt to make scapegoats of Rawlings and his men.
For the first time in Ghana, a group of junior army officers had attempted to
country. After 3 months, they handed over to a civilian government under Hilal Liman.
Let me give you a little background. Sometime in 1983, there was an attempt to overthrow the BNDC. Some people who were part of it, like Jiwa and maybe you mentioned Dabuga and Co. They mounted some mortars at the race course. Race course is no longer there. Why this move? What's the name of the new hotel? Kempinski. There was a race course there for the younger ones, and races were happening every Saturday. My favorite horse was called Krolu Koto. he won almost all and they had very interesting grand names for their horses. So they mounted mortars there and they were firing at the castle. They tried to get the castle from there, and they didn't succeed. But a lot of them were rounded up. Plus some of our young revolutionaries, I don't know, do you remember Kwame Ajima? Yes, Kwame Ajima was part of Esplo Kofinani. Yes, and a number of our comrades who eventually were supposed to be comrades to those our young revolutionaries were all rounded up and locked up at Oshafort. So on the 19th of June, the soldiers among them broke jail. You see what I mean? That's what we are celebrating. And they went to the next fort. Is it James? They released everybody, all the prisoners who were there, and took the guns from the prison officers and released the prisoners. And a lot of them disappeared. In fact, Esplo eventually ended up in UK. Kwame Ajiman delayed, and when from there they went to GBC to make announcement. We will call Mr. Banini, who was then on duty at GBC, because Eric has told us we want to bring as many people to tell as many parts of the story. Eric was sent on assignment on the 18th, and the 19th he was coming back. And because you see, Jiwa and Co were wearing tracksuits. They were wearing tracksuits and got some cocoa board vehicle and took the bus and drove to GBC, recorded an announcement. They made an announcement, recorded it, and managed to get out. And were trying to go to Sawam when they met. When that time the announcement started coming that these were dissidents and they were causing confusion, and our Cadres confronted them. So the Eric version was when he was coming back to town, and they almost finished him. But they, as he said, these were young men at the castle, and those days we had pass because you see, you needed there was curfew, permanent curfew for almost 2 years, and if you didn't have a curfew pass, you need to sleep at 5 o'clock. I'm talking to the younger ones. This one is like ancient history, but some of you, of course, experienced the. So people like Eric could carry guns, could carry pass, could carry everything because he was working at the center of the revolution. So I just wanted to give a little background. Around 11 o'clock, Kwashigan entered. He was at the operations office. Because they thought Jiwa and Co were still in there. I think they left some people there. They were able to enter the broadcasting house and flashed out the rest of them who were there and put a new announcement that the dissidents have been crushed. That's when people came out and were jubilated. And a few people jubilated that day, and A few people jubilated that day and lost their jobs. Yes, they wore white and were jubilating around and lost their jobs, and because we discovered them as anti-revolutionary. So I just wanted to give that background. We'll call Mr. Banini, who was then at GBC. He will also come and tell us what he saw. I had wished that the other police. What's the name?
Is he here? No, the senator. He was also there.
Who?
Was there.
Okay. So, Mr. Banini, come and tell us what you also saw at GBC. Then there's somebody else.
Yes,
I have four. You are here. You also saw part of the action. Good. So they will tell us the stories of June 19th, what we are celebrating. Mr. Banini. Yeah.
So that is Comrade Godwin Banini. He was at GBC because he worked there throughout, and so he was there on that fateful day when it happened. So listen.
Give the mic to me.
He says I should read for him.
Oh, okay.
Joe Way! Yeah! Joe Way! Yeah! Joe Way! Yeah!
All protocols. I'm signing all protocols. My name is Godwin Banini. I worked in broadcasting for 30 years. And I'm a cadre. Dual school started on the 17th of June. That was a Friday. We closed from work and we were going home. Then we saw that at gate 3, that is for the staff. We saw that the Peace Corps there was dismantled. So we, the cadres, some of us decided to stay on. Because at that time, even the military, we, the cadres, we also monitoring them. So everything we report to the castle. So we stayed on. Saturday, nothing happened. Sunday, we were at work. Then, about 7:30, we saw some movements. Then, we saw some people in cloth. That they were coming to record the church service. We have a program called church service on the radio. So, at gate 3 was where they passed GBC 2. That place is for the staff alone. No public or anybody passes there. So they came and made the announcement as Chairman Kofiato said. They recorded the announcement and we were playing it. That was the announcement that the Jew has come to stage a coup.
Go ahead.
So we were playing the recorded announcement. But for a reason, we are playing highlight instead of martial music. So from that 7 o'clock to 9:10, we saw another move coming from outside. Then bullets were coming. Gio and the Co, they left a skeleton troop at our reception. That became the battlefield. So when Courage was coming, he was very chested. He didn't put on anything. Courage, yes.
Koshika.
He came with about 20 soldiers. And he was singing one of our war songs. I'm also to those who know it. I'm also to in our power. Okay. That's what that was. Oh. I don't know it. I'm also to when I'm out. I'm going to I'm over. I saw a bunny. I'm over. I saw a bunny. Next he came back. He came there with the 22 gun. At reception, that was a short gunshots. Those who will go, they wait. Then he proceeded to EBC to make the counter information or announcement. Then now, after his announcement, there was jubilation around Kanda and Nima. All of a sudden, they all came out to the compound at the forecourt of GBC. We wanted to see whether it was true. Then we were there. Then Koshika disappeared. Excuse me. He didn't disappear physically, but he was eaten. About 1 o'clock, our lady, Joyce, came in. That time he was the secretary for information. He came in and then joined us. As for Koshika, you will see him again because he was eating somewhere. But the announcement was ongoing. About 2:30, the CDS, that is General Kwenu came. My friend Cassidy will talk about. General Kwenu came to GBC because that time it was the CDS. And
Chief of Defense Staff.
Chief of Defense Staff. And joined us to give us some sort of comfort or courage. We were there. When the Rollins came about 3 o'clock, J.J. Rollins came about 3 o'clock in a helicopter. And he was briefed about everything. And he stayed there for some time. And then took off with the helicopter. The whole day, we stayed about 3 days over there. No staff comes in. Nobody goes out. Those who were there, you were there as captives or so you sleep there, whatever the soldiers said, you also took that. They will just drive you to your house, you change, and then they will bring you back. No other person will be allowed. So we spent about 3 days there. So when night was coming, we heard from the house that the wife of Koshika was crying there, that they had killed her husband. So 2 soldiers and I, we drove to the house and then went and comforted the wife that the husband was safe. Only you could not see him. That time she prepared some sort of food waiting for him to come and take. Brown soup and a work plate. So, no, what was it? So we brought the food and all of us we ate like a communal eat. We all ate from the same bowl. Later on we went round to see the feelings of other soldiers or other officers. Not knowing they were monitoring whatever is happening in broadcasting house on the TV. So they say, they are ready, they are watching everything. If they will be in a Kyoto to come and fight, they will come. So after that, we came back. For sure, that was what happened that day. In all, we fought about 17 coups in broadcasting house.